Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we have an amazing team showcase around Clodsire. This Pokemon is brand new to the meta of Ultra League, and this Pokemon ranks up pretty low on PvP. However, this team is definitely gonna make the best out of it, and if you have the excels needed back from its community day, you're gonna see on this video that you are not gonna regret the investment, because we are not only gonna showcase some battles in total in Ultra League, but only against bad leads. We're gonna start off the first one with a Steelix up in front, but following up you're gonna see that we're gonna have a ton of bad ones, so stay tuned till the end because you definitely do not want to miss that action. So over here now against that Virizion, obviously we're gonna have kind of the upper hand with our Cresselia, and you might have already been noticing my moveset over here because I do not have Grass Knot at all. The main reason for that is because I need coverage for those fire types, and I definitely think that Cresselia with Future Sight can help on that matter for sure, because with Grass Knot you get a little bit walled down by those fires, and that is definitely not the best scenario for you. So right now we're gonna have the matchup against Golisopod, and they're gonna finish us off with a simple liquidation. Doesn't matter, we can still return into the battle with our Steelix while keeping Clodsire for the end game. Another breaking swipe to lower even more the attack stat of our opponent. Now I'm gonna switch out to my Clodsire, and whatever they throw here we can easily take it. Even that super effective liquidation will deal almost no damage at all to our Pokemon. So right now I'm just gonna take whatever they throw, since they want to throw before they clear those debuffs with a switch. And now that they're switching out, I have the Mega Horn ready to go for that poor Virizion. They are gonna take it, so this is a race now to the next charge attack, but as it seems I'm just gonna let that go through because Steelix can easily farm down and grab me a much easier win. Into the next battle now trainers, and we're having Obstagoon up in front. This is what I was talking about. We're gonna have a ton of bad leads overall on this entire video. Not only Obstagoon, a lot of other stuff as well. You definitely do not want to miss that. Back into commentating my battle here, and we're having Breaking Swipe on that Obstagoon, and as you can see they have Obstruct as their second charge attack. I can only assume that they have Night Slash as the first one, so with that in mind we might avoid that cross chop version on the long term of this battle. So anyways, they're still gonna get to another Obstruct here, and this is absolutely fine by me. Oh my goodness, now the Night Slash, which is gonna do a lot of damage, but still we can withstand it with this because Cresselia is a bulky monster for Open Ultra League. And right after we have those Moonblasts to threat that Giratina out of existence. Now you saw here that we applied the debuff, which is absolutely insane for us, because now not only we can survive the moves, but also I have a feeling that if I can undercharge my Moonblast and keep the Cresselia for the end game, we can easily farm down one extra Dragon Tail, which is pretty neat at this point, especially up against that poor Obstagoon. So with that Pokemon out of the way, perhaps they can have no other counter to my Clodsire, but to be fair, any fighter is not even a counter to my Pokemon here, even though they run the move counter. Yeah, that was a bad pun. And now we're having Breaking Swipe on the final Pokemon, which is a Charmer. So even though we do not have Sludge Bomb here, we can still guarantee the victory even against a Pokemon like this Charmer. So the main reason I like Megahorn on my Clodsire for Ultra League is not only because it's a legacy move and I do not want to get rid of it, but also because it will give me coverage against Psychic types, and especially against Cresselia and of course the Oxys. So with those two out of the way, with a Megahorn, actually two Megahorns, because this is super bulky that we're talking about on the Open Ultra League format, you can still have a lot of options with that moveset. So into the next battle now, and we're having a very bad lead against this Toxicroak, so we need to get out of the way with a Cresselia, and unfortunately for us we do not have another clear answer to that Toxicroak, because right after we have a Pokemon like Clodsire, which is still pretty weak to that Toxicroak, especially with a Mud Bomb. So with that aside now, we're starting to get some shields out of the way with our Moonblast, especially with a Skartank here coming in as a shadow, and right after we're just gonna fall down to the crunches. I'm pretty fine by having the upper hand with those shields, and with that in mind I will just go ahead and completely farm down, not gonna shield whatever they throw. Hopefully they do not have flamethrower here, and of course right after we're gonna reach to the Earthquake. Doing so we can definitely draw that final shield or guarantee the knockout, and by drawing the shield I have a feeling now that whatever they have at the back cannot be another counter user or whatever my Clodsire might be afraid of. And yeah, here it is trainers, they have a red Registeel. So you can see that Clodsire might rank up a little bit too low on those rankings of PvP, but definitely has a lot of play in the meta. It has Mega Horn for those psychic types, it is an absolute beast against the Registeel, which is pretty crazy if you ask me, and if against Toxicroak it can still have the win condition with its amazing moveset. Look at how bulky we are right now, the stamina of this Pokemon is absolutely insane, we can still farm down and still guarantee the victory with that final Earthquake on the Toxicroak. Let's get trainers absolutely insane to grab that win. Into the next battle now, and we're having a Sandslash up in front. Well, this Pokemon is our worst nightmare. What we need to do is to avoid it, but we cannot. So I'm just gonna stay in, take the first drill run, and then I will try to bait. This is the only way to play this matchup, and obviously they will always outspeed us to those moves. But hopefully here we can at least grab one shield out of play. So our plan is to draw those shields as soon as possible, make them spend all of their energy, and in the process perhaps we can have the upper hand with our Clodsire with that double Earthquake. So as it seems here, they are still gonna stay, not gonna switch out at all, and they're gonna throw their remaining energy with a drill run. So I'm just gonna overfarm a little bit too extra, perhaps I could go for another mile as it seems, but the Earthquake will pass through, and this is absolutely fine by me. Another Earthquake is coming up, this time on the Poliwrath, and let's see, are they gonna take it? No, they are not, which is pretty good for us because now they are shieldless and we have the amazing Cresselia coming into the battle. So with Cresselia into our team, we can guarantee a lot of bulky options for our team, but at the same time we have coverage with a psychic type up against the dark types, and one of these dark types is of course this Mandibuzz. So you can see the synergy here, we have a lot of coverage against a lot of threats that Clodsire is afraid of, with both Steelix up in front and of course our Cresselia at the back. So here comes now another move and we can withstand it, which means that we can still reach to the Mega Horn and finish them off. However, my opponent here knows much better and they're gonna go ahead and try to finish me off with their Poliwrath. You know what, this is absolutely fine by me, Future Sight is coming up, Poliwrath cannot even withstand the damage, and right after all we need to do here is to reach to the final Moonblast to finish off Mandibuzz and of course grab this victory for our super bulky team. Let's head now into the next battle, and we're having Steelix up against Jellicent, and yeah, remember this one. So we need to stay in, okay, we cannot switch out to Shadow Ball, is gonna be a tremendous move around our Cresselia, has a lot of coverage against our Clodsire, so definitely we need to stay in, block the first surf and then get to that breaking swipe. As it seems, my opponent here is gonna get now to another surf, and you know what, I can easily take it right now because after the first debuff on the attack stat, the first surf will deal less than 50% and now the third one will deal even less than that, which means now that we might actually be on a very good spot by completely farming down. Unfortunately for me here, I go for the undertap, actually the overtap, not even the undertap, and we're gonna get hit by the breaking swipe, but hopefully we can still withstand the damage. The only drawback on this is that we are now debuffed on our attack stat and that Earthquake is gonna deal less damage than usual, which is a bummer, and because I have a high attack stat Steelix, I was expecting to win that CMP, so yeah, that was definitely a mistake by my part. Anyways, my opponent at this point is gonna get to those breaking swipes and now gonna switch out to their Jellicent. You know what, I'm just gonna fire off the Mega Horn as soon as I see the switch, and right after I will farm down with Cresselia. I was trying to catch a surf, but that did not work at all, and my opponent here now has an Alolan Mach at the back, so definitely mistakes happened on this battle, but the outcome is not yet settled, so we're just gonna stay in here with our Cresselia. I'm pretty sure that we can still survive the next charge attack and right after still reach to the Moonblast for big damage on the Mach. We're gonna see the shield and now we're both even on shields, but they are kinda loaded on energy. So Steelix returns into the battle and all we have to do here is to finish it off with a simple Earthquake. Now they return into the battle with the Alolan Mach. I know that I still have to withstand the damage of one Dark Pulse while I will answer back at them with that heavy hitting Earthquake. They are are gonna block. So this is a race now to the charge attack, and unfortunately for me I cannot get to the earthquake, but now you can see the battle and I see that if I could reach to the Mega Horn, perhaps we could win anyways. So definitely a loss that could have been avoided. Well played to my opponent, took advantage of my mistakes throughout the entire battle, and now let's see what we have on the next one, because we are facing a Gliscor up on the lead. This Pokemon is super troublesome for Clodsire and of course has Night Slash to threat even my Cresselia, so definitely not the best lead as well. So a lot of Pokemon are gonna counter this team, but as you can see here, you can have kinda always the upper hand because of how bulky this team is and Breaking Swipe, how breaking it is of its own. So we're just gonna stay in here with our Cresselia, locking down completely this Poliwrath, and Scald will do almost nothing to us, and before they reach to another run and start threatening some shields, we have the upper hand with the Moonblast. We are both even on shields now and they have Red Steel coming in. You know what, we are debuffed here, but we still can do something with our Cresselia, dealing some super low damage with those Moonblast, but when they're coming back to back, we might actually have a chance here because they have to spend some energy, right? And as it seems, my opponent will undercharge that Focus Blast and we can still go down without them farming a lot of energy at least. So now we need to respect the damage from a potential earthquake and try to finish them off with a Breaking Swipe and our Steelix. So with Breaking Swipe able to finish off that poor Gliscor. Now they have the Red Steel, but to be fair, if they have no Hyper Beam, no Flash Cannon, which I'm not expecting them to have them, we're just gonna go in with our Clodsire and still finish them off with Style. All we need to do here is to reach a double earthquake and that will settle things right. So here comes the first one. Are they gonna take it or are they gonna shield it? Yeah, okay, they are gonna take it, so we're just gonna farm down the pros with the Matshots. No reason at all to reach to a single more charge attack, and we're gonna take this victory. Into the final one now, trainers, and we're having Swampert on its Shadow form up on the lead. This is pretty troublesome because the regular Swampert, after getting hit by one Breaking Swipe, we can still survive two of those Hydro Cannons, but against the Shadow, not so much. Hopefully though, they're gonna switch out to the Wall Ring, and now we're seeing my switch out to my Cresselia. As you can see here, we have no Grass Knot at all, which is a troublesome scenario for me, but still we can get to those Moonblast and start doing some solid work. We might not have Grass Knot, but perhaps my opponent will expect it, but as it seems, no, that is not gonna be the case, and of course they're gonna take the first one. Even if that was a Grass Knot, there is no reason for them not to let that move go through, so yeah, there goes that. Anyways, now we have Future Sight to obliterate down the remaining HP that this Walrus is having, because I'm pretty sure that Moonblast could not do the trick here, and here comes now a Pokemon that I think that Future Sight is just the key for it. This is Charizard, and right after we can still reach the Breaking Swipe to start pushing for some shields against this Pokemon. So right here now they can get to the Blast Burn. I want to respect the damage from this move and still reach to another Breaking Swipe for that Swampert. So it all depends now if Clodsire can finish off the work at this point, because after that first debuff I'm not feeling that comfortable here, and I'm just gonna go in here, I believe, with my Cresselia, trying to make them throw the remaining energy. I know that they have so much energy stored up, but can they reach to another one? Yes, they can. To my surprise, another Hydro Cannon. So yeah, let's see if we can finish off this poor Charizard as well, because they definitely need more than one Blast Burn. Here comes the Boom with the Resisted Earthquake, and this will guarantee the knockout on that flying Pokemon. Let's get it, trainers, with Clodsire to finish off this amazing video. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more of my content here on YouTube. And speaking of more of my content, I have two videos for you to check out. Feel free to check them out, and I will see you all into the next one.